Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So recently I finished Crescent City 3, or Crescent City House of Flame and Shadow. I had a few thoughts, so I thought I'd post a little review about it. If you guys haven't seen my first impressions of this book, I will link that video down below so you guys can check that out as well. But yeah, so I finished this about a week ago, and let's get into it. So I want to start off by saying that Crescent City for me is one of Sarah J. Maas's harder series for me to get into. Not that I don't love the characters and the story and everything, it's just these books are so dense. Like this last one was almost 900 pages and it was just like huge. The other ones are also around that same length. It's such a different like setting than her other series, Throne of Glass and A Court of Thorns and Roses, and those ones are easier to digest, I guess. This one is more like technical, and there's like guns and cell phones, and those stuff don't like really exist in these other worlds. So transitioning from reading fantasy where like they have to write to each other, or like magic and stuff, we're going into like more of like a sci-fi feel, I guess. But anyway, so this book specifically, this series has been like, it's been leading up to like this big battle at the end, right? So for anybody who has not read this series, I just want to say right now, this is not a spoiler-free review. There are like gonna be spoilers in here because I feel like I can't express what I'm trying to say if I don't say parts about the book that like I'm trying to reference. The characters in this book are on this planet, and we find out that they are being feeded on, I guess, by like these alien guys who are like the president and like the rulers of the planet, I guess. They're feeding off of their magic, and they get it by like, there's this thing that these characters do is called the drop. So they, it's kind of hard to explain. I would just suggest either Googling it or reading the series. It's hard to explain really. But they go through this drop, and they basically give up some of their magic, and that goes to like fuel the city. It goes to fuel like these alien guys so they can stay all powerful, and all of these other citizens of the world aren't so powerful and they won't like overrule them and stuff. So we find that out in this book, which I thought was kind of interesting, that they have like a food source, and it's like this big ball of like magic, and it's like in like underneath their like castle, I guess. And we basically find out that that is the planet's kill switch. So you blow that up, you blow up the planet, and it's just like, oh my god. But anyway, so all the books in this series so far has been leading up to this like huge battle. So like near the end of this book, that all the characters are like getting together, the ones that like have been hinted at that are getting together. The huge battle is only like 50 pages. And the book is almost 900 pages, so like it's all of this like lead up, and I feel like it was like she does a lot of explanations of stuff, and I get it. I understand like why it needs to be done, but I felt like it was dragging on like a lot, especially like why wouldn't Bryce go straight to Hunt and like get him out of the dungeons? Why did she go to her father? Like I don't understand that part. But yeah, by the end of it, I'm just like, oh my god, it's still going. And I had like a lot, there's a lot after the final battle too, and like not as much as like the whole book, but like there is quite a few pages after the big battle is over, and I'm like, it's still going, what more is there to say? When I initially finished it too, I thought it was pretty okay. I thought it was an okay book, and then I started reading like other people's comments about it, and how like they were like, it wasn't her strongest book, and this isn't the same Bryce that we knew before. And I'm like, yeah, like looking back, I'm like, yeah, this is like different people. I don't know who they are. There are two characters specifically that have point of views in this book. Ethan and Tharian, they both have point of views in this book, and I'm just like, oh my god, I don't want to read their point of view. I want to know what's happening with Bryce, I want to know what's happening with Hunt and everybody else, and I don't want to know what's happening with you guys, because they're just like, to me, they're like boring characters. I guess we did need to know kind of Ethan's point of view, because he was working with Bryce's old like employer, and there's a lot of backstory in that character too, about who she was and what she is, and kind of like makes you appreciate the ending a little bit more, I guess, of how to keep Bryce alive. I don't know. Overall, I wasn't too thrilled with it. I'm still happy that I read it, and I do love all of Sarah J. Maas's writing. It's a very pretty cover, and it looks really pretty on my shelf, but overall, it was probably like 5 out of 10 stars for me. It could have been better, but it was good for what it was. That'll bring us to the end of the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Again, if you didn't see my first impressions video, I will link it down below so you guys can check that out. If you guys have read any of Sarah J. Maas's books, I know she has 3 series, I believe, or if you've read this one, let me know what your thoughts down below. I'd love to hear what you guys thought about this one. I've seen a lot of mixed reactions. I will say that depending on where you got this book would depend on the I like to call them end credit scenes, and I got mine from Barnes & Noble, and that was the Bryce and Hunt end credit scene. But I'm pretty sure the rest of them are posted on like her website or something, so I will be checking that out, because I like to see what the characters do like after the book is over, you know, like what is their life like and stuff like that. But yeah, if you have read this book, again, let me know what you thought about it down below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.